What's up, family? Welcome to the journey with Mrs. Shorty Rock. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video for my YouTube channel. Uh, Thankfully, I can say that I've been well. Things are going very good, and I just wanted to come in here and not do an overproduced video about where I've been, what's going on, and all of that stuff, and why I haven't posted in a long time. But I can tell you, life has been great. I just wanted to stop in here real quick and just do a quick snapshot of what happened during 2022 and to let you know I'm coming back. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and recap. All right. So if you've never been to my channel, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about me. Okay. So I started off riding Harley-Davidsons in 2007, started off on a Softail Deluxe. In 2015, I started riding Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Learned all of my basic skills, did a lot of miles, all that kind of stuff. And I'll have to let you know, riding motorcycles is something that I love to do. I don't do it for a living. I actually have a career. But I enjoy this, and I enjoy sharing the experiences in hopes to be able to share information that you may or may not have at your fingertips. When I started doing this, I had to ask a lot of questions in order to get a lot of my answers about, how to protect myself, what to wear, and all of that stuff. But you'll see a lot of that already on my channel, so feel free to browse through. You can catch on to a couple of videos. I plan on doing a lot more. So during, of course, I launched my channel back in 2020, so I'm in my third year of doing this. So I've got a lot of footage during the last year, where I've been, did a lot of riding and all of that. It's, of course, with the pandemic kind of subsiding a little bit, and we can get around the world a little bit easier. I started to travel a little bit more. So opportunities began to present themselves to me. So I've participated in a few podcasts with a couple of ladies that I respect, in the motovlogging game and also in their own industries and all that. So it's been pretty cool. And then in May of 2022, I got an invitation from one of my fellow biker friends to participate in a collaboration for a book. And I thought, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Wasn't really ready to do that at the time. Didn't have it in my plan. But, sometimes my plan is not my plan. As you all know, if you believe like I believe, sometimes your plan is already laid out for you. You just got to walk the path. So I'm walking the path. So in June, after learning how to write the book, getting all the editing help and all of that, I wrote a chapter in a book. And the book is called Earn Not Given. And of course, I have it right here, so I just wanted to show it to you. So if you are interested in getting a copy of this book, you'll learn a little bit more about me and 6 other ladies that are also in this book. So shout out to Dr. Shelley Walker, who invited me to participate in this collaboration. It was an experience of a lifetime. I have more than respect for these ladies who shared their journeys on how they began riding motorcycles and what it's been like as a female out here. And these ladies are all across the country, so hearing their perspectives and reading their perspectives has been fantastic. So you reach out to me, and I'll add the description and the link. You can cash at me. I can mail it right to your house. I have a couple of copies still left. The sales went very well, so I spent a great portion of 2022 promoting this book, doing signings and stuff like that. That kept me kind of overwhelmed and busy and excited all at the same time. So let me know if you're interested in a copy of Earn Not Given. You'll read my chapter and 6 other fantastic ladies' chapters about their experiences in motorcycling. Okay, so that should carry us up until about maybe June 2022. So did all my riding, still planning my trips like I have been with my fellow co-riders that I ride with. You all may or may not know I ride with an organization. I'm retired, but I still hang out with those folks. They like my cousins, is what I call them. Some of my sisters and brothers. We fight like cats and dogs. We love each other just as hard. We don't really fight though. I love them. But I had to add that in there because isn't that what family does? I guess. Not really. But they're good folks, so I love them to pieces. But we planned up a couple of rides, so I got some footage on that. But one of the last rides that I did was in July of 2022. And I rode to Louisiana. And that's about, from where I live, a little over 1,000 miles. Google Maps will tell you it's about 1,093 miles from my house to Louisiana, New Orleans. and it's about 16 hours and 30 some odd minutes. But you know, by the time you do the gas stops, feeding yourselves and figuring out your path and traffic and all of that stuff, it could easily roll into a 20-hour day. So before we decided to roll out, we decided that we wanted to do the straight trip. You know, initially it was a plan to just go ahead and take a break. We're going to ride about 10, 12 hours, take a break somewhere around the Alabama area, shut it down, get up the next morning, and pound on out and head into New Orleans. So we changed our mind and decided, you know what, it's a beautiful day. We ain't been out here in a long time. Let's get it in. And I'll post that video later, but it was a blast, okay? We were blessed. The weather was really good. It was hot as all get out. But guess what? That's what it is when you're riding in July and you heading to New Orleans. You're going to get to some heat. But we were prepared. Everything worked well. I had some bad butt ladies that I was riding with. Super proud of them because I think that was like their first longest trip from where we lived to there. So it was cool watching them all excited and all that. I was very proud of. I felt like Mama Bird. Anyway, needless to say, I'm older than they are, but it was good. It was fun. So we rode the whole way, and I got to about Mississippi. It was about maybe, I don't know, maybe about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I could hear my bike start clacking. That 2015 Road Glide was just clapping all the way down the road, and I could hear it in the night. And I said, oh boy, I said, this don't sound good. I don't need this kind of applause in the middle of the highway. That's what it sounded like. It was giving me a round of applause. So pulled into a gas station, checked it out. That bike was just putting, just poop, 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 poop. I said, oh boy. So I turned the thing off, checked the oil. That baby was bone dry. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I ain't never burnt that kind of oil in my life. So I said, well, I guess this 2015 is a little tired of me. I don't know what happened, but, you know, we figured it all out. I ended up tied a quarter, no, what was that, 32 gallon? No, it was a gallon of oil, diesel oil. So we had to do the conversion, all that other kind of stuff. That's a good part about stopping at truck stop. They got just about everything you could imagine. So did a whole lot of phone calls, a lot of research, all that stuff. I didn't have to worry about the bike so much. I put the oil in the bike. I met a whole lot of nice people out there that was helping me on the road and everything at the gas station. Made sure that the bike was running, functioning, and I could get to the rest of my destination safely. So tied the oil to the bike and checked it every 100 miles. And we got into New Orleans about 6 o'clock in the morning because we stopped again because of the storms that was passing through. And it was pretty bad. So, I mean, it was to the point where it was about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. If you've never ridden a motorcycle down in the South, you better believe it gets pitch black. You cannot see your hand in front of your face black. I got the video, so I can't wait to show it to you. I'll post it up later. But, yeah, it got pretty dark out there along with the torrential rain. So, we decided we might need to take a break and rest a bit. And when I say rest, like let that rain just pass because it don't make sense to be riding and you can't see anyway. So, took a break, got on in there once the sun came up so we could see. It was still raining. Made it into New Orleans, had a blast, good time. Life was great. So with that said, it was about 4th of July weekend. We were going down for a big ladies event and talking with my husband and mechanics and all the smart people, you know, my brother and all of them. We decided it did not make sense for me to try to ride that bike back from Louisiana home over a holiday weekend and potentially could not make it back because if that bike blew a ring or any major mechanical issues, I'm just, you know, subjecting myself to cost, danger, all that kind of stuff out there on the road on a holiday. Just got to use your smart head. And so that's what we did. I used my smart head and moved on. So we decided to trailer the bike back. The ladies rode back on their own. We were good to go. Now, all that said, that's the small stuff. That's just mechanical business, right? Was I pouty like a little 5-year-old that just got her pom-poms taken away in her little bicycle? I sure was. I was mad. I was mad about the whole thing. I was upset because I really wanted to ride my bike and I was having such a good time and all that. But sometimes you just got to make the best of it. That's exactly what I did. Had a darn good time. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's Louisiana. You're going to eat. You're going to drink. You're going to eat. You're going to drink and drink. And then you're going to eat some more. But you're going to have a good time, right? So that's what we did. I had a ball. Now, Fortunately, at the event, and this is where it gets crazy and fun. All right, so at the event, um, they had Indian and Polaris motorcycles there for you to test ride, which was fun. I have never been to an all-female event where they had motorcycles where you could test ride them and all of that. Now, granted, I was kind of familiar with the Indian product. It was not a big deal to me because, my husband had one and I rode his, and I had to pray to the biker gods to forgive me because I so enjoyed that ride. I had never ridden anything besides a Harley-Davidson. So it was a good ride. So needless to say, I'm down there hanging out with the ladies. I really don't want to ride my bike around the city or anything like that, too far from the hotel. So I took advantage of the opportunity to test ride another Indian Challenger, which was a blast. They had the Pursuit down there. I got that video too. It was fun because that was also my first time ever riding a bike with just a toe shifter. Took a little getting used to. I was fumbling around, but I got the hang of it. But you'll see that video. It was fun. So all that said, made it home. Life was good. So then I was thinking, all right, so now you got this channel. Well, what you gonna do? What you gonna post about? You gonna post up a bike and you gonna talk about some trips and your bike is down. Until when? I don't even know when. And I didn't want to come on here talking about no broke down bike and having to deal with that for the next however long it took for me to fix it or get another one or whatever the thing was. Didn't want to deal with that. Nobody wants to hear a sorrow story. It's just part of anything with mechanics. If you drag race, you're gonna break down. If you circuit race, you're gonna break down. You're gonna have mechanical things. You're gonna have to fix it. So all that said, you fast forward. Can't find parts, mechanics is full, can't figure out where you're going to get a motor from, and then you have to weigh the pros and the cons. All right, do I want something I may or may not be able to get a warranty on, or do I just want to buy something, be done with it? I know it's got a warranty, I'll probably be fine. I won't have to worry about other mechanical issues of the unknowns out here, especially being the way that I like to ride. So I sat around for months trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and what was it, November 2022? Decided to pull the trigger and branch out and buy another motorcycle. So then it was a matter of what type, what kind, what do I want? Do I want the same bike? Why do I need another Road Glide? Do I want an Ultra Classic? Do I want to, I don't know, right? I'm trying to figure the whole thing out. So I looked at a lot, went to a lot of dealerships and all of that, started thinking about my life, what kind of riding I still want to do, blah, 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 blah. All right, fast forward. So I pulled the trigger and decided to purchase, yes, the 2022 Indian Pursuit Limited. Yeah. And I can tell you, I really enjoy that bike. That thing is a lot of fun. The 2022 Limited Indian Pursuit is very nice. It's nimble, it's light, it's got a lot of features on it, things like that, And I'm not here to bash any bike. I don't really care about any of that. I'm not a loyalist or any of that stuff. I'm looking for functionality. Does it get me where I need to go? Is it performing in a way where I need it to perform? What options do I have on it? The technology, all that kind of stuff is a huge difference. And I never had another perspective outside of the bikes that I rode. Never started off on sports bikes, none of that stuff. Never even rode another bike besides the ones that I have, So, like I said, I really enjoyed that Indian Pursuit. It was definitely worth the purchase. It's got heated grips on the thing, a heated seat already on it. It's got puddle lights underneath it where a lot of people add the LEDs to it. And there's several videos out there that walk you through the whole specs if you don't just go onto the website yourself. But I didn't want to pop on here in November talking about, I bought a motorcycle. Okay, well, put some miles on the thing before you start talking about, oh my God, I bought a motorcycle. That's what I felt about it, So, November is cold where I am, so I had to wait for a few warm days, and then I finally got it to a point where I took it south. Put a couple 100 miles on that thing down there. I think it was like maybe about 500 miles. So it's a little over 1,000 miles on it right now, almost 2,000 on it right now. Because here and there throughout that time period from when I purchased it to now, it's February. About 2,000 miles on the thing. I've gotten a lot of seat time on it, and I can, you get all that newness jitters and the newness excitement out of it. It's like being in love all over again. It's the best thing ever until it's not the best thing ever. So I wanted to make sure if I put some miles on it, I should be able to speak to it fluently. I actually love that bike. It's nimble. I feel like I corner much better when I'm making my turns. A lot of things that I've spent a lot of years on my Harley trying to fix and correct as far as the way I was handling my bike, I can do that easily on this Indian Pursuit. I did not have to lower it. My inseam is about a 32. So I'm 5'1", but I got a long inseam. Them legs just work just fine. I'm able to put my feet down on the ground, no problem. I did add that heel shifter because I was fumbling around in Louisiana. I didn't want to fumble around with my bike, and who wants a scuffed up toe? I'll pass on that. I don't want my scuffed up boots or anything like that. So I figured, I get the heel shifter on the bike. I rode it around. I love it. That's all I can say. I mean, the GPS works. The thing works like a car. It's going to navigate me around traffic. It's going to tell me what the best route is to go automatically. I don't have to reset it to anything. There's so many things that I do like about it, even outside of just the function, because what I wanted to do when I first purchased it was just ride it. That's it. I didn't care about the radio. I didn't care about any of that other kind of stuff. Let me just get used to actually riding it, knowing what the friction zone felt like and the shifting and all of that and the throttle control and all of that. So it felt pretty good. That's all I can say about it, I'd say do yourself a favor. If you haven't ridden one, try it out. I mean, if you're in for some other options, try it out. If it's for you, then you'll enjoy it. If it's not for you, then you won't. I'm not a purist. I'm not a loyalist to any brand. I'm really more about functionality, safety, does it meet my need, that kind of thing. And right now, that Indian Pursuit is doing everything that I wanted to do. I haven't spent a whole lot of time modifying it. One of the other things that I do like about it is it's got a windshield that raises and lowers. So I changed it from the stock one to the Clockworks one. It's kind of got like a little kick at the top. And automatically, if I push a button, it'll raise to whatever level I want it to. So I can either have the wind deflect over me, or, I can have a little bit more air or what have you at any given point in time during my travels, which I really appreciate. I didn't think that at my height it would be a big deal for me. That would not have been a thing that would sold me on the bike, but I like it. It functions pretty good, to be able to get off my bike and I don't have to worry about the barrel key to unlock my saddlebags, to get my wallet, to pay for my gas, to do any of that, to relock my bike up, to figure out where any of that stuff is. I don't have to do any of that. The thing got a key fob on it like a car. I push a button, boop, it's locked. I'm rolling to the bathroom. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm doing what I got to do. Bike secured. I don't have to worry about a thing. But it's a great bike. I don't have any cons about it right now besides the fact that it's still cold outside and I can't ride as long as I'd like to. That's my only con, is that I can't ride as long as I'd like to. But I'm having a blast with it, So when I get a chance to get out there a little bit more, I do have some footage of me riding that. The Indian Pursuit. I have some footage of that too, so you'll see both. I definitely I just kind of wanted to catch you up to speed, like where have I been, what I've been doing, all that kind of stuff. My focus is not changed. It's still going to be about how to prepare for the packing and the riding and all of that other stuff. I still got some tips now. I got a little bit of different storage capacity right now. So I'll be looking forward to doing a video about how I'm packing up this bike and how I'm preparing differently. I still have my Saddleman additional saddlebag, the extended bag that I have. Some people put those things on their seats and all of that. I don't know if I'll use it as much as I used to, because I have the tour pack, which they call a trunk, and all of that stuff. And I'll do the walkthrough of it. It's all about gear and everything else. So with me, that's really what it's all about. I don't care what you ride. You still need the right gear. You still need to know what works. You still need to know what to do for you. How to pack when it's cold, how to pack when it's hot, what you wear, all of that kind of stuff. But like I said again, I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to let you know where I've been. Okay, so life is good. Just been working hard, doing a lot of things. Got the book. Okay, I'll put the information in the link at the bottom. If you want to, you can even just inbox me on YouTube if you want to. And I can give you all the information regarding this book. You can read all about my chapter and 6 other fantastic female bikers. Okay, that's one thing. And then the second part is the fact that, even though I did have the mechanical issues with my bikes, I learned, and everything that I know on those Harley-Davidsons that I had. And I love those bikes to death. They like my children. They taught me a lot, just like my real children did. They taught me a lot. And they are the reason why I ride the way that I ride right now. And I'm better than blessed to be able to ride an Indian Pursuit Limited. And I'm looking forward to continuing my journey and sharing my experiences with you all and talking about all the great things that we talk about anyway. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to leave your questions and comments in my saddlebag. And thank you for listening. And thank you for returning back to my channel. And if you're new, you know what to do. Subscribe, do all that other good stuff. And I'll look forward to chatting with y'all later. All right. Be easy, people.